Welcome, and this is my show, Uniquely Canadian Part 2. So I've got a selection of foodstuffs that if you're Canadian, you should be familiar with. But if you're not, well, hopefully you find it interesting. So the first thing I've got is salt. Now, it's not just any salt. This is where I'm from, Windsor salt. So it's kind of personal to me. We've got a big mine underground. Detroit has the same thing. But I know you can get salt anywhere. But this is from my hometown, so I like it. Next thing I have is rice. Now I know you can get rice anywhere too. This is also made in Windsor. As a matter of fact, it's the only plant that manufactures and produces rice in Canada. Also my hometown. And they have just regular rice, but they also have boxes of rice, different flavors. You name it, they come up with it. Put those aside. Next up, pickles. Now, once again, you can get pickles anywhere, but these are uniquely Canadian pickles. First one's from close by my hometown, about half an hour outside. It's Lakeside Pickles. And of course they're dill because, you gotta have dill. The next one that is uniquely Canadian is Strubs. They're not made close by. They're actually in Quebec, which is okay. And they're great pickles too. But the daddy of them all, that every Canadian from coast to coast should know, is Big's Pickles, made in Toronto, just up the road. These things, they come in dill, yum yums. They even have a mix that on my last video, I didn't have a Bix, but I did have a no-name variation there. The sweet pickles, really good. Okay, so in the US you have Spaghettios. In Canada, we have Alphagetti. And Alphagetti is basically the same thing, except all the noodles are, you guessed it, they're alphabets. I've grown up on this. I can tell you how long they made it for, but my whole life they've had it. And it's a great snack, if you like that kind of thing. Next up is Schneiders. It's a Canadian company, a meat producing company. They make bacon, beef patties, lots of stuff, but they're really well known for their hot dogs. My kids grew up on them. It's just a great Canadian hot dog. All dressed chips. Now, you may be able to find them, but these are uniquely Canadian. A lot of people like them. It's probably one of the top chips, along with regular barbecue, salt and vinegar, sour cream and onion, and ketchup. That's really uniquely Canadian. Alright, we also have Swiss Chalet sauce chips from Lay's. What's Swiss Chalet? Well, it's a restaurant in Canada. They serve chicken dinners, ribs. A great place to go and eat. But now they branched out into foodstuffs. So this is one of them. They're known for their dipping sauce. Dip the chicken in. It's really out of this world. But now they've made a bag of chips to go with it. Oh, but wait, that's not it. They also have home-style gravy. So if you're in the mood to make gravy and you want their chicken gravy, you can also buy a packet of it too. And while we're at it, I was telling you about the dipping sauce. You can also buy a can of the stuff. You don't have to just buy the chips. So if you really like it, and a lot of people do, you can just go to the grocery store and buy a can to dip your chicken in. They also have, now that they haven't branched out a lot, ribs. So, and we're going to try this tonight as soon as I'm done this, because I'm hungry and I got a hankering for ribs. So these are honey garlic ribs. I think that might be enough for 2 or 3 people. We'll find out. So the last thing they do, and only because I need a segue, is Swiss Chalet has chicken soup. Now, I haven't tried this, but I'm going to assume it's good because I have had their chicken soup at the restaurants. and it's really good. But that's not the only soup we're going to go into, because we also have a uniquely Canadian soup, Happy Time. They're well known for their pea soups. So if you love pea soup, this is the can to get. You'll like it. It's really good. It's a Canadian institution. Well, I guess that's in French too. Maybe we'll flip it around. The pea soup, it comes in a few different variations. They even have vegetable. Along with Habitat soup is Tim Hortons soup. Now, if you don't know what Tim Hortons is, it's a coffee and donut shop from coast to coast in Canada. You can't walk down a city street without bumping into one. They're that prevalent. And if you don't know what they are, it's very similar to a Dunkin' Donuts, maybe even a Starbucks. So we have chicken soup, but that's not all. I mean, they branched out into food. Well, they also have, well, I just found this, they got granola bars. Okay, they don't sell granola bars in their stores, but I thought it was pretty cool. I can't wait to try it. I haven't opened it yet. I guess that'll be for dessert after our ribs. And the other thing they make, which I thought was pretty cool, is Timbits. Now, a Timbit it's little donuts, and they call them like, you know, the donut holes. They're that size. At Timmy's they call it a Timbits. So now they made chocolate Timbit cereal. Don't think I'm not going to try this one for breakfast too. I've been waiting to try this. I think that's a great idea, and good for them for coming up with stuff like that. So we're done with the Timmy's now, but since we're into cereal, we're going to do some cookies. Well, I know it's not the greatest segue. We're going to do cookies. So right here is Peak Friends. Now they're uniquely Canadian. Why? Well, there's a little story that goes with it. These were started in the mid-1800s in Britain. They opened a plant in Toronto in the 40s. Now since then they've closed the plant in London, and the only place in the world that actually makes these right now is in Toronto in Canada. So we have uniquely Canadian stuff that at one time was British but now is Canadian. And they're only sold in Canada and the Caribbean. If you want to get them in the States, sorry, you're out of luck. You can't do it. And these are good. They come in a lot of different varieties, and they'll serve your cookie hunger. Now, the last sweet thing we're going to talk about is chocolate bars. I've done them before. There's lots that are unique to Canada. There's one, Jersey Milk. Similar, but not the same as a Hershey bar. It's basically just chocolate. Along with that is one of my favorites, Caramilk. Chocolate with caramel in the middle. Oh, those things are so good. Now, if you want to talk about just plain chocolate again, there's an Aero bar. An Aero bar is, well, how do you describe it? It's all poofy on the inside, full of lots of holes and stuff. And if you look on the label, it even shows it's poofy chocolate. And then the last one that's uniquely Canadian, at least for this one, is Big Turk. I've honestly never tried a Big Turk. It says Turkish Delight. Not really sure what that is. But you know what? I think we're going to have to open this up and give it a try. Maybe it'll be my new favorite chocolate bar. Who knows? Alright, last up is alcohol. This is Canadian Club. The Canadian Club, we're going to get this out of the box, show you, is a whiskey, or more importantly, a rye whiskey. So at least around here we call it rye. I know when I've gone across the river to Michigan, if you ask for a rye, they look at you like you're an alien. It's whiskey. That's okay. You know, it's still the same thing. It's really good. But more importantly, it's made in my hometown. And the other, last but not least, uniquely Canadian item is this. Clamato juice. Okay, what is Clamato juice? Well, basically it's clam juice and tomato juice. I know it sounds weird, but there's something that's not weird about it. And that is uniquely Canadian, a Caesar. A Caesar is vodka and Clamato juice. You can't go wrong. Oh, you throw celery in, You know, some places they'll put olives on or whatever, but this way you can have your drink and get your roughage out of it too. Mmm. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's got a kick too. I like that. All right, we're done. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, I hope you learned a little bit. I know I did. If you enjoyed this, give me a like below. Leave me a comment. I'm sure there's other stuff that I haven't come across or found yet. I'd love to include them in the next one. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. That'll tell you the next time I upload a video. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.